Alright guys, welcome to round one. We drafted a pretty sweet Simic deck, I think. We'll pass a hello and good luck here, and looking at our hand, we're definitely going to keep this. We got both our mana colors and some action. No evolve, but we're not going to mulligan to 6. Our opponent asks us if we give up yet. No, not yet. We'll see what you play there, kind sir. Alright, lead out with our Guild Gate and F6. And I like these Boros with no turn 2 play. That makes me happy. Alright. Yep, we're just going to throw down our Frilled Oculus. Whoops. I need a blue mana source for that, so let's select the right one. And pass the turn. I've said this before, but with Boros, the key is to keep them off Battalion. Sadly, we don't have removal in our deck, so I may have to offer trades as appropriate. Interesting play for a Boros deck with a defender, but he may just be splashing red and be Orzhov. Alright, there's a Metropolis Sprite, but the Drakewing is the better play, as it uses up our mana and it goes in for more damage. No attacks this turn with his wall out. And we'll see what he plays for his 4-drop. Another Basilica Guards. Okay, well that's fine, as his Basilica Guards do not have flying. And we're going to have 2 flying creatures on the board here soon. And we're just under no pressure whatsoever from his 2 extort creatures there, so that's nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and attack with our flyer. And we'll play our Metropolis Sprite, leaving up Bursts of Strength if we need it for some reason. And then next turn we'll have an Adaptive Snapshot to play. So if he doesn't play anything to threaten us here, he's going to be taking 5 damage and be on essentially a 4-turn clock if we don't change the board state. So he really needs to do something to deal with our 2 flying creatures here. Yeah, and that's not going to do it. He'll get a double extort, but again, he's not going to be threatening us with that. That's a nice play. So we can use the Simic Flux Mage and evolve it with the Snapjaw and put the counters on our flying creatures to get in for more damage. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's attack first. We will not be able to pump our Flux Mage, however, or correction, our Sprite, but we will leave up the Frilled Oculus to block the Halberdiers. So based off his mana, it looks like he is just Boros, and it's just odd for Boros to be running defenders since Battalion only activates when you attack. And he seems to be deciding if he's going to sack 2 life for this card or not. So he must have a 5-drop to play. Best Boros 5-drop I can think of is going to be the Cyclops that we passed. That's all I can think of. That's a specific 5-drop for Boros, so maybe next turn he'll play it. Sure. I'd like to draw blue mana here so that I can leave up Burst of Strength when we play the Snapjaw. No. Oh, geez. So that's another decision. The Fathom Mage. I think it's going to have to be that. We're just going to have to get greedy because the Snapjaw is just going to get that much better every time we evolve our Mage here. So looking at that, let's go in with, again, our 2 flyers. And this is the reason why I like Drakewing Krasis a little better than Cloudfin Raptor. It threatens more without having to evolve 3 times. So we're going to play the Fathom Mage and get greedy here. But we do leave up Burst of Strength, which is nice. So if he attacks in with the Halberdiers, I'll probably Burst of Strength my Oculus and block it. Because then he won't even be able to attack or block with his Ember Beast. Or actually, he won't be able to attack with it, but he'll be able to block with it with the Basilica Guards. And then it's a pretty sick combo with Simic Flux Mage, putting counters on Fathom Mage to draw more cards. Which we might do, but I think it's stronger to put those counters on the flyers to give them, especially on the Metropolis Sprite. With an additional counter on the Metropolis Sprite, you can pump it up to a 4-1, which is pretty good. So now he's got his 5 mana, so we'll see what his 5 mana drop was going to be. And I'm definitely not going to be attacking with the Flux Mage or the Fathom Mage just because of Arrows of Justice or Smite or anything like that. Alright, so he's going to Edict that. Interesting move again because I'm going to use the counter to put it on the Sprite. So you can see how the Drakewing Krasis really made him think about possibly paying 2 life for the Foundry, and then he just feels threatened by it. So that's why I think Drakewing Krasis is a little better than the Cloudfin Raptor. And he's tapped out, so he's going to be a bit surprised by this Burst of Strength here, as he'll have no response for it. And I'll just take the 3 from the Ember Beast. Yep. So we'll block here. Okay. And he's going to know something's up. And we'll play our Burst of Strength. So now his Ember Beast can no longer threaten us, and we get a pretty strong Battalion card off the table. So I like that. That was a good play, if I do say so myself. Okay, so the Shamble Shark will evolve both of these guys, and that is good. So that is what we will play. Sadly, I need more blue mana so that I can move my counters to the Metropolis Sprite, so we may be doing that next turn, regardless of what we draw, unless I did get a blue mana. Yes, I would like to draw a card, and it's our friend the blue mana, so that is pretty sweet. So let's play that guy down, and let's go ahead and, oh, I am going to do this now. So let's put a counter on our Metropolis Sprite, and then leave up Frilled Oculus again if we need to. I'm not going to attack in here because I wouldn't want him to double block my Fathom Mage, so we'll just go in with the Fathom Sprite for now. So that's a pretty good turn for us again. We're really setting up our board to get very strong, especially when we play the Adaptive Snapjaws for more evolve. But the worst thing he could do right now is to edict our Metropolis Sprite or uh, arrows our Metropolis Sprite, because that's really the only way we're getting in consistent damage with his extorters on the board here. So as long as he doesn't kill the Metropolis Sprite, we're pretty happy. And he knows this turn's pretty important for him, because if he doesn't really change the state, so again, that's not going to help. He's nowhere near Battalion, and he's not going to be able to block our guy. So all he's really doing is extorting us down decently, but I think we're definitely in position of advantage here still. And he has no attacks, so he should be passing the turn. Another great draw for us. So let's go ahead and play that pre-combat. I'm not worried about the merciless eviction with him, so not really going to be a factor. And we'll just give everything trample, which is pretty sweet. Yes, I would like to draw a card, and that is also a sweet draw, as we can move a counter and pump up our Metropolis Sprite as well. And we'll swing in with that. So next turn, we may be able to Alpha Strike for the win. I'm not sure I want to be that greedy, but we'll definitely look at the way he can block most advantageously. But we may be able to end the game next turn depending on what we draw. Maybe not. Probably two turns for him is what I would guess. But at this point, I would trade the Crown Ceratok for anything he has on the board right now. Especially one of his extort triggers, which is the only thing keeping him alive and the only thing dealing us damage. Because just like with Boros keeping him off Battalion, with Orzhov, I want to keep them out of extort, even though he's in Boros right now. Okay, so he's active treasoning with extorts, and he's going to go in and get Battalion on his Skyjack. But he's not going to be able to pump, so he's going to be able to hit us for 6 for sure. And he has up Blood Rush for the 5/1 Blood Rush guy. So if he has that card, he can kill us. I will block the Ember Beast though. In fact, I'll probably trade the Ember Beast for the Crown Ceratox just to ensure he's nowhere near Battalion again. I don't know. Now he's tapping out. I'm going to block the Ember Beast with this, and this. If he has the Blood Rush card, then good on him. And it looks like he does. Yeah, so that's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11. Can we do anything? I think we can't. I don't see a way out of this. We are tapped out, and he's going to deal us 11 damage. So he got there. That was a good play on his part. A little surprised at that outcome though, to be honest. So, good play. I believe our deck is stronger than his by a lot, but let's see what we can do to not lose to that again. So he showed the 2 walls. There may be advantage to bringing in the Sky Games. The Spell Rupture is not going to work against Blood Rush. The Totally Lost would, though. And these 2 Adaptive Snapshots just sat in our hand. So let's take out an Adaptive Snapshot and put in a Totally Lost to just really blow out any Blood Rush he has if we have the mana available. Are there any other changes that I would want to make? Bioshift could have helped us there. We could have moved targets from one of from our Metropolis sprites, one of his walls possibly. So there is argument for bringing that in, but what would we take out? The Disciple possibly, but we already took out a creature, so I don't think I want to take out another one. We'll just go with the second Totally Lost and hope he doesn't get that series of cards again. Okay, so I know we have even land in this deck, but here's 4 green mana. So without a blue, it's looking pretty bad. So hard decision to mulligan 4 lands when all you need is a blue, but if we don't get the blue, then we're in trouble. So I am going to mulligan. Yeah, see this hand, it only has 2, but we have turn 1 and 2 turn plays, turn 1 and turn 2 plays. So I like that better. And that was a good draw with land. So we'll play this pre-combat to evolve our Cloudfin. And just we'll remember he has Active Treason in his deck. And again, he has no turn 2 plays. So I'm not going to get overconfident this game. I learned my lesson last game. Again, I'm okay with that draw because we'll be able to play our Denizen next turn. This turn, we're just going to swing in with both. Since we don't have any 3-drop Croconuras in this deck. Now he's representing an arrows. Okay, sir, you can represent your arrows. That is exactly what he is representing. So I'm only going to go in with the Frilled Oculus and pump it if he arrows it. Well, I'm going to pump it anyways, so we'll do that. So we're gonna. I didn't see Arrows of Justice, but it's too odd for him to not have a 3-drop. It's very conspicuous with 7 cards in hand. And the Cloudfin Raptor is only getting in for 1 right now anyways. There was argument there. Instead of pumping that, I could have played the Ivy League Denizen, but I just want to get some damages down on him. Any 3 defense toughness creature he plays, I will pit fight with Frilled Oculus after I pump it to remove it from the board. So hopefully if I see Arrows of Justice played later, I will know that that play last turn was the right one, and that will feel nice. Semulin, you're teaching me, so I appreciate it. Shout out to you and your videos. I'd love to get a Dragwing Krasis next draw to evolve our Raptor. That would be amazing. Okay, so he's tapping out for his Scorchwalker. Fine. Alright, so I could play the Denizen. If I play the Shamble Shark and then the Denizen, it evolves the Cloudfin Raptor twice. I could play the Denizen and then the Shamble Shark next turn, and then we'll be able to block his Scorchwalker. But if he offers it, I'll just trade the Shamble Shark for the Scorchwalker, I think. So that's going to be our play this turn. Yeah. Because I can always just pit fight anything he blood rushes on that Scorchwalker. This is an interesting choice because I won't have pit fight still up if I go in with the Frilled Oculus right now. Actually, yeah, I will because he'll just trade the Frilled Oculus for the Scorchwalker, which I think is fine in this situation. I'd rather get his card off the board. So let's see how he blocks here. And if he doesn't block, I think I'm just going to leave pit fight up to pit fight our Frilled Oculus with his Scorchwalker, I think. Yeah, that's fine. That's how I would probably block, I think, in his situation. So I like that. That was good for us because now we still have pit fight up, and we're going to evolve both our creatures. No, just our Shamble Shark next turn. He's definitely got some card advantage in his hand, though. So he's just not playing anything, which kind of makes me scared. Just waiting for him to drop Aurelia or something. Yeah, that's a good card. All right, so we're gonna have to evolve our Denizen and then pit fight it with our Shamble Shark to get that out of there. I'm sorry, evolve our Shamble Shark and then pit fight. That's the only way that that card is gonna get out of our way. Or we could totally lost it. That works too. I think it's stronger to play this right now. Sadly, we're not gonna have any attacks this turn though. And we'll shift that back. I'd love to get a green creature next turn, and we'd put the counter on the Cloudfin Raptor and then pit fight, and our Cloudfin Raptor would survive. Okay. So he's definitely got some high mana curve cards. So a little unfortunate we couldn't have done more damage to him so far, but such is the way it is so far. Okay. Again, we don't have any attacks this turn, so we will just ship this back. we were going to have to change the board state here a little bit more in our favor before we can get in for some more damages. And here we go. Ooh, yeah, I don't like seeing that card either, because that threatens all of our creatures on the board right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll be totally losting that one. So I'm glad I put it in our deck. I think he attacks here, but he may not. Yeah, he should attack, I think. There's no way for him to think that Toilet Loss is coming down. I mean, he can count the mana, but I don't see him why he shouldn't attack. Yeah, so we'll just do this now since he's tapped out. Okay, so I don't know how to get around the Guardian of Gateless, because I could pit fight his Cinder Elemental right now. But again, that's just, because that is our only removal outside another Totally Lost. So if he tries to use his Cinder Elemental, then we'll pit fight whatever he's gonna do. Because that'll make it, we'll pit fight his Cinder Elemental at that point and make him tap his mana. But I really want to get the Guardian of the Gateless out of here, because that's holding us back. The Cinder Elemental, while a pain in the butt, is not holding us back. It's just threatening one of our creatures. So now he's deciding if he wants to Cinder Elemental or if he wants to play his Nav Squad Commandos. The correct play, I think, is to develop your board and play the Nav Squad Commandos, but we'll see what he does. He does still have 4 cards in hand. Yep. A green creature next turn would be great. Drake Wing Krasis would be amazing. No, but that'll do it. That'll work too. So, yep, that'll evolve our guys, and he doesn't have the mana to Cinder Element anything. And let's see. Yeah, it's going to go on the Cloudfin Raptor. And then now we will pit fight our Cloudfin Raptor and his Guardian the Gateless. We got to remember that he can deal damage to target creature or player, so he can hit us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the Cinder Elemental. No need, can't attack here yet because he can block, so we're only going to get in with the Cloudfin Raptor this turn, but it's for a good swing. That Crown Ceratok was a great draw. And so I'm going to go back to my draft video here where I debated the Crown Ceratok versus the Cloudfin Raptor. And in that case, if we drew a Cloudfin Raptor off the top, it doesn't help us at all. But that Crown Ceratok turned out to be amazing. So I think that draft pick was correct. And then next turn, if he doesn't play anything, we should be able to Alpha Strike for the win. I definitely see him getting rid of the Cloudfin Raptor next turn as well, or this turn, but he may not. And we'll just F6 his turn since we have no cards in hand. So let's see, how much damage could he deal us potentially? He could attack and me not block any blood rushes with the Scorchwalker for 8, 9, 10. And then he uses his other 3 mana to sack a Cinder Elemental for 13. So I think the most damage we're looking at this turn is 13. Whereas he's looking at being at 4 if he takes, he's looking at, let's see, if he takes out the Cloudfin Raptor with the Cinder Elemental, he is dead actually, because he can only block 1 and the other 2 will do 6 damage. So that's what he is working on right now, that problem. He's got 4 cards, so he could have an answer, but I'm pretty confident in our deck being able to top deck pretty well, just from the strength of the cards that we drafted. So he has no attacks, so he's holding back the Cinder Elemental to go with the Cloudfin Raptor. He could also still be holding Arrows of Justice, in which case that kind of blows us out as well since we don't have good attacks against his Nav Squad commandos. So I'm only going to attack with the Cloudfin Raptor to play around Arrows of Justice and make him use his Cinder Elemental to sacrifice it. Because let's see, if we attack with all and he Arrows of Justice is anything, I guess the Crown Ceratok, then we only get in for 2 and we're left with a Shamble Shark and a Denizen against his Nav Squad commandos, and that's just not going to do it. So let's not be greedy. We'll go one more turn before we Alpha Strike. I mean, I suppose he could Arrows of Justice next turn and do the same effect, but I just like this play better. I guess if I attack with all, he wouldn't have enough for Arrows of Justice in order to Cinder Elemental, so I guess there was... I guess this was the wrong play. If I would have attacked with everything, he couldn't kill this and Arrows of Justice. So he wouldn't be able to kill all the creatures. He would still be taking 6 and be dead. So bad play on my part. I need to think about his mana a little bit better. So he's definitely going to take that out, which is the right play. So we let him live an extra turn. Because next turn he could Arrows of Justice our guys, and that would not be good either. So if I let him get back into this game, it was on that last turn. I should have Alpha Striked, remembering that Cinder Elemental costs a good deal of mana to make it happen. Now if we get another green creature like a Snapjaw, we'll evolve our Shamble Shark and we'll put counter on the Crown Ceratok, and that would be fine. Yeah, see, now he's got another great blocker out for our board. And he's going to have Battalion, so pretty big mistake not killing him last turn. Okay, we're not going to play that because he'll just Bomber Core it. And we really don't have any good attacks. He blocks here and lives here and eats it and takes 4, and then he's at 2. So, and then he's left with the same board state, and not us. So we will go ahead and shift the turn on back to him. Yeah, this is, I'm really kicking myself for not alpha striking 2 turns ago because his board state is great now and ours is looking not as good when the game could have been over. Of course, if he swings in with everyone, yeah, that's about his best attack. I'm going to have to let that go through for now. No, he doesn't want to attack. He's afraid of our crackback. Okay, so this is good. Let's play our manipulator. But it's got, okay, but we'll evolve it, so that'll be fine. And then let's play our disciple. What do we want to put that on? If we put it on here, yeah, it's still just power 1. I'd love to take his assault griffin with the manipulator. That would be amazing. That may be greedy. If I put it on here, let's see here. I'm trying to figure out where to put this counter that's going to do the most good. Because his nav squad, this would trade with his nav squad. Actually, it wouldn't. This would, yeah. Yeah, let's put it on the Crown Ceratok. Let's not get too greedy here. And then we're going to take his Bomber Core from him next turn in an Alpha Strike. Okay, so I like that. We still don't have any good attacks. I'm going to take his Bomber Core with the Simic Manipulator next turn. And we may be able to get in some good damage. It looks like since we're in game 2 and it's going along, the clock might actually be a factor in this match, in which we're ahead by 2 minutes. I hate winning by the clock, but it's a factor of Magic Online, so you gotta play around that as well. So what blows us out here? You could have stuff like aerial maneuver we gotta possibly play around, but we haven't really seen any martial glories or any good removal from him. So I'm not sure if we can play around anything if he doesn't play any cards here, but we're definitely gonna have to. I'd love to draw that either a Dracoon Krasis or a Adaptive Snapjaw to evolve our Shamble Shark again. But anything really would be good. So it looks like he's going to be attacking. And so I got to remember he has Blood Rush, so we got to block smartly here. The Disciple may be acting as a chumper. Oh no, he's just attacking with the 1. Yeah, I'm willing to take up to 9 damage here. Or he could give it +3/+3 with a Wrecking Ogre and double strike, which would be 14 damage, which would really be bad for us. So do we play around the Wrecking Ogre? Yeah, I think we do. We're not going to get any more work out of this Disciple, I don't think, since he's at 6. We may, though. Yeah, I think, let's see, we either chump with the Disciple or we take it and see what he does, but if he plays a Wrecking Ogre, I'd be quite upset. If we just take it, and then we take his Bomber Core next turn, we can swing in with the Shamble Shark, the Denizen, the Crown Ceratok, the Disciple, and the Bomber Core, and he has 3 blockers, and we have 5 attackers, dealing a damage to him, so he'd just be at 2. And then we'd be pretty susceptible to a crackback as well. So let's chump. I think it's super conservative, but I think it's the right move in this case. Another Nav Squad Commandos. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's not helping us. So he's going to be able to battalion his Nav Squad Commandos and untap them to be 4/6s, which is quite good for him. I think for now we take his Bomber Core. Let's see, so next turn he's going to probably Alpha Strike, leaving back his nothing, just giving Towering Thunderfist Vigilance, and his Nav Squad guys will be so attack for 4, 8, 12, plus 3 is 17. Yeah, I think I'm going to go in with the, let's see, he's representing Smite, but if we could take, I think if we go in with the Crown Ceratok here, that's okay. Because I'm really not getting a lot of trample damage through with those guys. So we'll see. It may not be a good attack, but that's what I'm going to do. So he wants to double block the Thunder Fist and the Nav Squad Commandos. So which one do we want to kill? I think the card with the Battalion, just because he has to pay mana, I guess, for the Thunder Fist. So, yeah. And yeah, so we'll kill the card that's the 3/5. Again, watching our clock here. If we can win this game, we may be set up to win off the clock next game, but this game's going to be close, I think. Considering he can, well, I guess he can't Alpha Strike because then we just Alpha Strike him back. So I think we're both kind of top decking here to change this board state. And I'm going to try to play as quickly as I can here based off the clock for this game. It's surprisingly close. Okay, if he's just going to come in with the Thunder Fist, I will take it this time. No, he's Alpha Striking, so he knows this needs to end. So, okay, so what are our blocks here? Let's see, so he's representing 4, 8, 11. And he has enough for Wrecking Ogre. So I think I need to block one thing, but what do we do? Do we just chump and risk it? Let's just take it. I think that's my only choice right now. And see what he plays. If he plays Wrecking Ogre, then that's game. No Wrecking Ogre. He's just trying to beat us down. All right, so a third land, so that didn't help us. Let's see, so we can't alpha strike. We need at least leave one guy back. He'll eat that. Let in. Yeah, so if we strike in with all of these guys, he'll take one. He'll be at 5. And it's just not enough to kill him. So it looks like we're chumping next. What could we possibly draw? I don't know. We just can't alpha strike. I'm really kicking myself for not alpha striking that one turn when we could have had him. And now the clock's no longer in our favor. We're basically even. And I expect him to just run in again. And now he's within blood rush distance of anything we have. Yeah, I just don't see our way out of this one, to be honest, because he could blood rush this right now and win. Let's. I'm gonna double block here and take 7. No, I don't think we can do that. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, I don't see us winning this game. The Simic Manipulator is gonna chump. Yep, it's a pretty good card for him. So we're dead next turn without an answer, and we don't have an answer. So good game to him. Let's see here. We'll just attack in, but he's got us. So should have hit Alpha Strike, like I said, when we had all those creatures. He just had the 2 and the Cinder Elemental, because that was a poor play on my part for not counting his mana. It's okay though. We're in a Swiss draft, so it's not over. We got 2 more matches after this one, and hopefully that will be just fine. I don't know why he's thinking about this so long. I doubt he's going to take 5 because he'll be at 1. So yeah, that's enough. We'll concede the game there so as to not waste people's time. What did we have coming up? We had some good stuff coming up, but nothing at the time. So I hope you enjoyed the active round 1 there, and see you in round 2 or match 2.